Have you ever been in the middle of a fantastic dream, a perfect moment you wished could last forever? In that instant of wishing, you may have realized something profound. You were dreaming. This flash of awareness is known as a lucid dream. The word lucid means clear, and it perfectly describes the experience, the sudden clarity that the world around you, no matter how real it seems, is a construction of your own mind. It's not as rare as you might think. Studies show that half of all people have had this experience at least once, and 1 in 5 report becoming lucid in their dreams every single month. But this raises a tantalizing question. If we can become aware within our dreams, can we go a step further? Can we seize control, bend the dream to our will, and become the architects of our own nocturnal reality? Is the ability to control our dreams a hidden human potential waiting to be unlocked? The cityscape glitters below, a tapestry of impossible architecture and neon rivers. You are flying, effortlessly gliding through the warm night air. It's exhilarating, perfect, almost. A flicker of doubt arises, a whisper from your waking mind. You glance at your hands, and instead of 5 fingers, you see 6, shimmering and indistinct. The illusion shatters. In a flash of breathtaking clarity, a wave of pure awe washing over you, the realization dawns not as a thought, but as a feeling that electrifies every nerve. This is a dream. The world doesn't vanish. Instead, it becomes hyper-real. The colors deepen, the sounds become crisp, and the sensation of the wind against your skin feels more authentic than waking life. The dreamscape is no longer a passive film you are watching. It has become your personal sandbox. A universe of infinite potential now awaits your command. For the first time, you are not just the dreamer, you are the architect. The question that hangs in the vibrant, unreal air is not, what will happen next? But rather, what do I want to happen next? This sudden, profound awakening inside the sleeping mind is the gateway to a world few have truly explored, a realm where the only limit is your own imagination. This is the state Dutch psychiatrist Frederick van Eden, first named in 1913, a phenomenon known for centuries to Tibetan Dream Yogis. It is the birth of the lucid dream, an experience both surreal and startlingly coherent. The video title, Rüyaları kontrol edebilir miyiz? Chapters. Chapter number, Iki. Chapter title, A Brief History of Conscious Dreaming. Language, English. Script, narration. The quest for consciousness within dreams is far from a modern obsession. It is an ancient human pursuit, woven into the spiritual and philosophical fabric of cultures across millennia. In the high plateaus of Tibet, Buddhist monks have practiced what they call dream yoga for over 1,000 years, a discipline passed down through generations. For them, achieving lucidity is not for entertainment, but a profound spiritual exercise to understand the illusory nature of reality itself, a crucial training for the moment of death. The thread of awareness reappears in ancient Greece with the philosopher Aristotle. In his treatise On Dreams, he astutely observed that a dreamer might sometimes become aware that what they are experiencing is but a dream. However, it was the 19th century French nobleman, Marquis d'Hervé de Saint-Denis, who became the first modern systematic explorer of this inner world. Driven by intense curiosity, he kept meticulous, detailed journals of his thousands of lucid dreams, privately publishing his findings in 1867 and pioneering the idea that this state could be intentionally cultivated. Yet, the phenomenon remained without a formal name until 1913, when Dutch psychiatrist and author Frederick van Eden coined the term lucid dream to describe this unique state of consciousness, finally giving a scientific label to an experience as old as human thought and introspection. Visuals, slow-motion shots of Tibetan prayer flags fluttering, animation of a brain lighting up, ancient Greek scrolls with Aristotle's text, a recreation of a 19th century French study, with a man writing furiously in a leather-bound journal by candlelight, close up on the cover of an early 20th century psychiatric journal, sound, ethereal, meditative music with soft chanting. The sound of a quill scratching on parchment, the turning of old, crisp pages, a subtle, thought-provoking musical score rises and fades. Or character count, 1,533. For decades, the idea of conscious dreaming lingered on the fringes of science, dismissed as anecdotal or impossible to verify. How could you prove someone was awake inside a dream? The breakthrough came in the late 1970s, not with a complex brain scan, but with a simple, prearranged signal. In the United Kingdom, psychologist Keith Hearn devised an experiment. He instructed a lucid dreamer to send a message from his dream by moving his eyes in a specific left-right pattern. Since the body is paralyzed during REM sleep, but eye movement is still possible, this would be the definitive proof. On April 12, 1975, it happened. The polygraph machine monitoring the sleeper's eyes recorded the distinct, deliberate signal, a Morse code message from another dimension of consciousness. A few years later, at Stanford University, psychophysiologist Stephen LaBerge independently replicated and expanded upon this research, cementing lucid dreaming as a verifiable scientific phenomenon. Modern neuroimaging now shows us why. During a lucid dream, areas of the prefrontal cortex, the brain's center for self-awareness and executive function, normally dormant during REM sleep, light up. It's the brain's eye switching back on, a neurological signature of the mind becoming aware of itself. While nearly half of all people will stumble into a lucid dream at least once, a much smaller group seems to have a natural passport to this inner world. This is the 1 in 5, the 20% of the population who experience lucidity monthly, or even more frequently. Who are they? Research suggests that these natural lucid dreamers share a distinct psychological profile. They consistently score higher on personality traits like openness to experience, demonstrating a greater curiosity, creativity, and appreciation for adventure, both internal and external. They also tend to be more adept at problem-solving and possess a more internal locus of control, meaning they believe they have influence over the events in their lives rather than being passive observers. There's also a link to a simple habit: dream recall. People who regularly remember their dreams are far more likely to become lucid within them. It's a matter of paying attention. This raises a fascinating question. Are some people simply born with a brain wired for lucidity, or do their waking life habits and personality traits cultivate the perfect mental environment for consciousness to bloom during sleep? The evidence suggests it's a powerful combination of both predisposition and practice. If lucidity is a skill, can it be taught? Proponents and researchers alike say yes. The journey to controlling your dreams begins not at night, but during the day, with a technique known as reality testing. This involves making a habit of questioning your state of consciousness. Throughout the day, you might ask, "Am I dreaming?" and perform a check, like attempting to push your finger through your opposite palm or reading a line of text twice to see if it changes. The goal is to make this analytical habit so ingrained that it automatically triggers inside a dream, where the laws of physics are mutable and the test will fail, sparking lucidity. Imagine the exhilarating shock as your finger phases through your hand with a strange tingling resistance. Another powerful method is the mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, or MILD, pioneered by psychophysiologist Stephen LaBerge at Stanford. As you fall asleep, you repeat a mantra, setting a clear intention. The next time I'm dreaming, I will remember that I'm dreaming. This primes the mind for awareness. For the more dedicated, the wake back to bed technique involves waking after about 5 hours, staying up for a short period, and then returning to sleep, which often propels the dreamer directly into a REM state with heightened awareness. These are not mystical rituals, but cognitive exercises designed to build a bridge between the waking self and the dreaming mind, transforming one from a passive spectator into an active architect of their inner world. The true power of lucid dreaming extends far beyond the thrill of wish fulfillment. It is a profound psychological sandbox, a personal simulator where we can confront our deepest anxieties in a completely controlled environment. Therapists are increasingly exploring its potential for individuals with persistent nightmares, or PTSD, offering a unique opportunity to face, understand, and even befriend the monsters of the inner world, rewriting the narrative of past trauma. But the benefits are not solely therapeutic. Imagine an athlete rehearsing a perfect maneuver, a musician composing a complex symphony, or a public speaker delivering a flawless oration, all within the limitless expanse of their own mind. Neuroscientific studies suggest that the brain activity during a vividly imagined dream action closely mirrors that of the real-world equivalent. This means that practice in the dream state can lead to tangible improvements in waking life. It is the architect's playground, where we can build confidence, solve intricate problems that elude the rigid logic of our waking mind, and rehearse for life's greatest challenges. For artists and inventors, it's an untapped wellspring of pure inspiration, a direct line to the unfiltered creativity of the subconscious. It transforms the passive act of sleeping into an active period of growth and limitless self-discovery, turning 1/3 of our lives from a blank slate into a vibrant canvas for our highest aspirations and grandest designs. However, this inner landscape is not always a docile playground. It is a wild and unpredictable territory, and sometimes the dream fights back. The very techniques used to induce lucidity can occasionally lead one to the unsettling threshold of sleep paralysis. This is the unnerving state where the mind gains consciousness before the body does. The sleeper is awake, eyes darting around the room, but trapped in an immobile form, unable to move a muscle or utter a sound. This is a natural biological mechanism called REM atonia, designed to prevent us from physically acting out our dreams. But to experience it while conscious can be a profoundly disturbing event, often accompanied by a palpable sense of an unseen presence, auditory hallucinations like whispers or footsteps, and a crushing pressure on the chest. Beyond this state, experienced Oneironauts report the challenge of false awakenings, The vivid and convincing dream of having woken up only to perform a reality check and discover they are still deep within the dream, sometimes trapped in several layers. Control can be fragile. The subconscious, a powerful and ancient force, can resist conscious direction, twisting a perfect creation into a distressing scenario. A stark reminder that even the most skilled lucid dreamer is ultimately just a visitor in the vast and mysterious domain of their own mind. They call themselves Oneironauts, navigators of the dream world. Like the Argonauts of myth, they journey into the vast, uncharted ocean of the subconscious. Their chronicles are not written on parchment, but in meticulously kept dream journals, filled with sketches of impossible architecture and accounts of encounters with archetypal figures. These modern-day explorers belong to a global, decentralized community, sharing techniques and tales on digital forums that serve as their ports of call. Their primary tools are deceptively simple. The reality check, a routine questioning of one state of being, like trying to push a finger through the opposite palm or reading a line of text twice. In waking life, the results are predictable. In a dream, the finger might pass through, and the text will almost certainly shift and warp, the sudden inconsistency triggering the spark of lucidity. Their motivations are as varied as the dreamscapes they explore. Some seek adventure, flying over cities of their own design. Others pursue self-knowledge, engaging in dialogue with dream characters who represent hidden aspects of their own psyche. They are cartographers of the mind, mapping its hidden continents and plumbing its depths, not for gold or glory, but for a deeper understanding of the nature of consciousness itself. Their shared wisdom forms a growing atlas for anyone brave enough to embark on the same inward journey. What happens when the dream world becomes as vivid, coherent, and meaningful as waking life? For the dedicated Oneironaut, the line between the two can begin to blur, raising profound philosophical questions. The habit of performing reality checks, pushing a finger against a palm, checking a clock twice, can seep into the daylight hours. This constant questioning of reality, while essential for achieving lucidity, can lead to a subtle sense of detachment, a state psychologists call derealization, where the world feels strangely unreal or distant. It's a modern echo of the philosopher René Descartes' quandary. How can we be absolutely certain that what we perceive as reality isn't merely an elaborate, perfectly constructed dream? The lucid dream is a personal, experiential demonstration of this very problem. When you can feel the sun on your skin, taste a complex meal, and hold a deep conversation within a dream, the traditional markers of reality become unreliable. This can be disorienting for some, leading to a feeling of living in two parallel worlds. Where does the self truly reside? Is the waking self more authentic than the dreaming self who has the power to build worlds? The experience forces a reevaluation of what constitutes real, suggesting that consciousness itself, not the physical world, may be the ultimate foundation of all experience, whether awake or asleep. The exploration of lucid dreaming is no longer confined to dream journals and meditative practices. We are standing on the precipice of a technological revolution in consciousness exploration. Researchers and biohackers are developing devices designed to communicate with the sleeping mind. Wearable headbands can detect the onset of REM sleep through EEG signals and provide subtle cues, light flashes or auditory tones, to trigger lucidity, without waking the user. Non-invasive brain stimulation techniques, such as transcranial alternating current stimulation, have shown promise in experiments by synchronizing frontal lobe activity at specific frequencies associated with lucid awareness during sleep. The future applications are staggering. Imagine therapeutic programs where individuals can enter a lucid state on demand to work through psychological issues. Consider training simulators for complex professions or immersive entertainment that interfaces directly with the brain's own world-building engine. This technological frontier pushes us toward an ultimate question. What is the full potential of human consciousness? If we can learn to navigate our inner worlds with the same skill and awareness we apply to the outer one, we might unlock unprecedented levels of creativity, healing, and self-understanding. The journey into the lucid dream may be more than just an exploration of the night. It could be the next great step in our own human evolution.